Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and here I ramble with articulation, I hope, about a variety of video, audio, and musical elements of videos that I check out. This is Video Game Month, and today I'm doing something slightly different in the sense that I'm covering a piece of music that was written for a video game that is yet to be released. This is a thing that can happen in this industry. I am a video game designer myself. I work for a company and I do UI, concepting, and narrative design and things like that. And I'm therefore, relatively in tune with the industry. I'm still fairly new to it, but this is something you see happen. You see games vanish. You see them be announced. You see them have trailers. You see them even go into early access, which is, for those of you who don't know, is something you can do where you release your game unfinished and people can buy it for usually a reduced price. But they know what they're buying into, and the reason to do that is it funds the studio. It helps the studio finish a game. They get that far and then vanish, and they can become what's called vaporware, which is, it's a software that has turned into vapor. It's vanished. And Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been in the works for far too long. There was a trailer or like a teaser footage for it back in the late 2000s. Beyond Good and Evil was a game that came out in the early 2000s and was absolutely fantastic. Honestly, one of the best games I think I've ever played. But it was considered a commercial failure at the time. Extraordinary game has a lot of politics in it, but it delivers it in a way that is so accessible. You play a photojournalist who stumbles across a conspiracy between the so-called protectors of the world this takes place in and aliens who are engaging in trafficking, and it's so involved for something that is so approachable. Also, it's really cool to have a game that is that focuses on photography and photojournalism and things like that. It's just a really cool theme in general. But it was criticized for a few things, like the combat was a little clunky, but the story was praised, so highly, and deservedly so. And 5 years later, 6 years, I don't know, 7, 8 years, whatever it happened to be, we're getting this teaser for a second game, and it still hasn't arrived. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean things aren't developed for it. You might get teaser trailers, you might get, other kinds of media going out there, and sometimes that will include music. And that's what's happened here. We're going to be looking at Machi Basahd, Expect a Riot, by Bloodywood. They are an Indian folk metal band. This was recommended to me actually a while ago by Michael, otherwise known as MW Guitars, here on YouTube, and I wanted to do a few different things for Video Game Month. A lot of these are covers of or existing songs that already exist for games, but this intrigued me. One, because I wanted to look at the band anyway. Two, because Beyond Good and Evil was one of my favorite games for a long time, still kind of is in memory. And three, I think covering, this was written for the game. It's been released, it's come out. Kind of like the way the Billie Eilish No Time to Die came out before the film did. Now, that film was guaranteed to happen. This game, who knows? It's in development hell, as we call it. And who's to say whether it's going to come out of there or whether it's just going to sink into the abyss and never be seen again and become true vaporware? I don't know. But I am very intrigued to check this out. Bloodywood, my understanding is they have political messages in their songs, and that does not surprise me in the slightest, therefore, that they were one of the groups that was picked to do music for Beyond Good and Evil 2, because politics is a part of the game, even however well disguised it is behind this sci-fi story. It's set in a world where Jade, the primary character, is, a female human photojournalist, and her best friend is Paige, who is an anthropomorphic pig. And that's perfectly normal in this world. And yet it has real-life politics. And this is one of the great things about art in general, and video games are good at this, is conveying messages in, subtle ways. And I mean, there's nothing particularly subtle about the politics in this, but it's not a lecture. It's an interactive experience that you can be involved in. So that's why it was so cool. But Yeah, I don't know a lot about Bloodywood. They were recommended to me. I figured I would check them out eventually, and this seemed like a good time to do so. And I can't say much about Beyond Good and Evil 2 because it doesn't exist yet. Or rather, if it does exist, it exists in a state that none of us knows anything about it. So I'm going to check this out with very little knowledge of what to expect, other than something cool. Before I do so, I will say welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. The way I work, I'm going to watch this through from beginning to end. I will comment and emote over the top of that, but I will then go back and watch it again, and this time pause, interrupt, and offer what commentary and analysis I feel I can, based on what I've seen and heard, and have the foreknowledge of having seen it once already. Please do like the video, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell down below. That would be wonderful. Do also check out the original. It's linked in the description. And if you care to support my channel, which would be absolutely delightful, you can do so in 3 ways. You can leave a super thanks here on YouTube. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts for a single one-off donation, or patreon.com/DavidKReacts, where you can support me for an ongoing tally of $2 Canadian per month. That will also give you access to my Discord. That's everything, I think. So without any further delay, let's bring this video up and check out Bloodywood's Machi Basahd. Expect a riot. Okay, I love this. Oh, yes. This is fantastic. I love the blend of cultural influences. The variety of scenes we're being shown, too. This is awesome.
Hey there, hi, I'm ready to die. The red kind of guy who's willing to try to take a big shots at the big boys. Boom, boom, bang, make a big noise, shake it up, I got the big toys. Rhyme with us with the best of the rest. Grab them all by the neck and put it to the chest.
The dynamic camera in this is super cool too. Gets you really hyped up. I am so impressed by this. This is great. Oh, that drum beat. Yes. Oh, I didn't see that coming. That's cute. Puppy. Oh. There's a lot of layers to this. Oh, what a
Thanks so much for
song!
watching that video, guys. Machi Basahd, Expect a Riot. The song is quite self-explanatory. And fun fact, we actually wrote this for Ubisoft, an upcoming Ubisoft game called Beyond Good and Evil 2. And they didn't like it, but we liked it, so we made a music video of it. We shot this in Jaisalmer, Haryana, and Rohat, the very warm and lively gaon that you obviously saw in the video. Gaon means village. Thanks to Overlander for making all of this possible. And of course, the biggest thank you to our patrons. I hope you'll like the song, the video.
One more major announcement. Rahul Kerr is now a permanent member of the band. Bloodywood is going live. We debut internationally at Dong Open Air, 13 July in Germany. Mark your dates and more dates going to be announced soon.
Nice.
We're coming.
Haha! Yes. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Ooh. Rage Against the Machine, that's great. I was going to say, I feel like Rage Against the Machine and like System of a Down, definite inspirations here. The one thing I realized I think I did know about Bloody was I'm pretty sure that they started out doing parody music of pop songs and stuff like that. But it's interesting because you could hear where they've taken influence and melded it with their own sort of musical culture and understanding and created this really cool sound. Anything else? Yes! Yes! That is so good! Oh, what a powerful piece of music. There's so many things I like about that. I think the blend is absolutely fascinating. This is a group I am 100% going to be checking into more. So this is obviously... I don't know if this is fairly early in their time. See if there's any information in their description. So I didn't realize that... I thought this was actually something that was potentially going to be used. Apparently they didn't like it. Okay, fair enough. They can do what they want. But also, wake up, Ubisoft. This is phenomenal. Political message that celebrates the power of a new generation and its potential to be better than the last. I mean, yeah, that makes total sense. Outside the context of the game, this song is intended as both a tribute and a call to action. It's a tribute to musicians and leaders who inspired people like ourselves to think and act in a way that'll benefit everyone. To question an unjust system that serves a few at the cost of the many. It's a call to action for our generation to finish the work started by all those who came before us, to become the straw that broke the proverbial camel's back and change the world for the better. I love that. That's great. This is such a perfect song. I'm mad at Ubisoft for saying they didn't like this. This is so good for Beyond Good and Evil 2. It's got the right tonal quality to the lyrics, and at the same, it's got that kind of... It does have a revolutionary feel to it, but at the same time, it's so upbeat, it's so engaging, and that's what the best of that kind of music is. Art is a means of transferring a message often. It doesn't have to be. It could just be fun. But it can also contain a message, especially sung music. And this is such a good example of that because it is so engaging. You want to dance along to it. You want to move. You feel engaged. And that's where the greatest call to action music comes from, is feeling engaged with it. If you can get the people to be engaged with you, that's 75% of the fight right there. This is marvellous. Bloodywood is Karan Katiyar, composition, production, guitars and flute. Jayant Badula, I apologise if I am butchering these pronunciations, vocals, and Rahul Kerr, rap, who, as we saw, just became a permanent member of the band when this came out. Audio production facilitated by Isotope and Naughty Seal Audio. That's an amazing name for a company. This was released in 2019, April 2019, and they mention in here that they're touring US in May 2023. So obviously still active and moving around. That's awesome. I love this. Let's go back to the beginning and see what I can tease out of it, because my goodness, what a great piece of music. It doesn't hold back from the start, does it? That's a great opening. I cannot tell you how much I love that as the start to a piece of music. You start out with something that sounds quintessentially metal, like Western metal. That da 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 da. It's a 3-3-3-3-2-2 rhythm. Perfectly. There's nothing unusual about that. And then we go straight into this. You get from Western metal to Indian drumming like that. And it's such a change from that ba da ba da ba da ba. There's a slightly swung feel to it, bump ba bump ba bump ba, but it's not really swung because you can hear behind it that 16 eighth notes, like 4-beat bar. But then we get this and it feels much more because it's even though it's probably 4 beats of the rather than breaking it up into that da 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 and just doing it bum ba bum ba bum ba bum, where you can feel the missing note in each one. That da 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 da. It's got every note, all 16 notes, but the eighth notes are swung. I don't mean note. I mean 16th notes. Don't. I am terrible at North American note names. The semiquavers are swung. Sorry. I'm bad at North American note naming. But I love that you get such a different feel immediately, and yet somehow it works perfectly. It doesn't feel out of place at all. There's so many great things about this. I love that we have the blending of the two styles. You get that ba-dum-bum and those hold guitar notes while you start getting the Indian instrumentation behind. It feels holistic in a really, really cool way. And I think that it's also really impactful, the different visuals that we're getting at these points. We have, like, the 3 core members of Bloodywood, you know, being very kind of big in their motions. There's very wide or like kind of, active arms and motions that they're doing. You have the public kind of like, rocking out a little bit. And then we come to somebody in a field on their own, away from people, yet completely jiving along with the song. That's really cool. The cut to that visual, it's a massive, massive visual change, which fits in with exactly what just happened in the music. It's great. I also love how we have these big visuals, like he's got this big expression, and there's dude behind him just walking down the street. Like nothing's different. The people at this point have not been rallied. And they rally with the band as the video progresses. And that is so good, because that is what happens. As you hear the message, you rally to it. And that's being visually represented, and it's just wonderful. Now this cut fascinates me, because there's a lot of colour in this scene right here, but fundamentally what we're seeing is the band, which is 4+ guys, including the drummer, in mostly black. Yes, the vocalist who is singing, forgive me, I do not know which language, but the vocalist who is singing in the Indian language has the blue top. Yes, sure, there is a strike of colour there, but it's not a lot. We've got mostly black going on here, and we're not focusing on the people behind. So the colour that they are wearing, it's not pulled into the video, and it's a little bit kind of, not desaturated particularly, but it is maybe a touch. We've got this kind of grey light, and somehow the grey pervades down into what they're wearing. We don't have the vibrance in this shot that we have right here, where these colors stand out so hard. And we've even got black here, but black in this instance is coming almost as a vibrant color because it is standing out against the stark white of the shirts that they have over the top of these the clothing that they're wearing, and it's in contrast to the red and the black, and it makes it a bright color in a very strange way. I hope that makes sense. I think also you have the advantage of there's no city behind here, so they're taken against like a rocky background. There's a little less distracting the eye from the colour, but it is clearly more vivid in this shot than it was in the previous one, and I love how we get those intercuts. And it allows us to focus on the action, because the citizenry in the previous shot were just standing there watching the band perform at this point. Whereas here, this is active. You have big dance poses. You have them moving. You have them already engaged with the music. And so having them in bright colours is really, really cool. Everything shifts. It's exactly the same as seeing the guy in the field playing, forgive me again, not being that. Is that the doll? I'm not 100% certain. But playing the drum. Having him suddenly in a field surrounded by nobody. We've done the same thing here, and these people that we're seeing in these scenarios are already engaged. The band isn't riling them up. They're not getting them into the fray of what's going on. These guys are already there. And so we're seeing that intercut as kind of this action moment of being within the song, and I love the variety that we've got going on there because there's always something going on screen that is active. And I love that we have what feels like metal music, and yet if you listen to the pattern the drum is playing, it is in time with the Indian drumming. And so it's not what we would traditionally expect to hear in metal drums. It has a very, very strong Indian feel to it. But it still feels like metal. They've blended this, they've merged these two styles so very well. I love it. And now we've kind of gone into metal sound. We've lost the rhythm that was there has changed. We've now got much more of a traditional metal rhythm, much more traditional metal instrumentation. And yet it doesn't feel like we've switched songs. And, you know, we have this rapping that's coming up out front. It still feels like we're in the same place. And that's why, I mean, they blend. It's not just blended well when it's blended. The different elements of the song don't feel like they are different songs. This is so good.
Evolution, this is an act of war, this is the evolution. Remember those who raised before, with the last straw hard to the core, and we're ready for more. Rise up and get on the attack.
And now you have a little bit of that instrumentation creeping at the back with this bum, 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 coming in from the other drum. And it's creeping in. Like it's got a sort of, it's sort of surprising you. It comes in when you don't quite see it, and you kind of catch on to the fact that it's there. Really, really effective.
With the last straw hard to the core, and we're ready for more. Rise up and get on the attack. Become the generation to break the camel's back. Said break the camel's back.
The lyrics to this are fantastic because they really are. When they said call to action, yeah, 100%, and it's so strong. And I think it's what's great is there's a lot of percussive elements. Break the camel's back, b-k. There's lots of those hard consonants coming through. He's delivering it super well. And it's energizing. That's the whole thing about this entire song. From beginning to end, it's energizing. You feel like it's like the battery's charging as you go throughout the song. And by the time you get to the point where we see all of the people in this video start to be engaged with the band, you're right there with them. Wonderful stuff. I love the blend of vocal styles that we have at this point. Obviously, we have switched into a different language. I very much appreciate the fact that they've included subtitles. That's really helpful. Now, what I'm interested in, and somebody who knows the band might be able to answer this, is this a double-tracked vocal? Or are there two people here? Because it sounds like he's got the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but also like a kind of tone going on as well. And I'm not sure what the vocal production of that is. Screaming and growling are sort of sounds that I am not familiar with in terms of production, and I'm not sure what capabilities folks have to do multiple things at the same time. Maybe this is one singer. I'm not 100% sure, and I'd appreciate input on that. You can really hear it there. He's all the way up in oh yeah, with a little distortion, a little growl in the voice, but there's like an oh yeah going on in there as well. And then you hear the kind of growl roar coming in here. And I'm just curious to know if that's two people or if it's the same person double tracking. If anyone knows, let me know. But I love that we've got that. We've got this lovely rise up through that melody line that's going on there to oh, okay, oh, yeah. And at the same time, you have this like descending growl going on, leading into the sort of explosion of sound that we get when the chorus kicks off here. It's really, really cool. I love also, we've got lots of elements that are really cool. I love that we have the hey, 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 hey going on. One, that would be amazing to be doing live. Like having a whole crowd yelling hey back at you at that point, because you know that's what they're going to be doing. But the pace of the lyrics at this point in time, again, they're working towards this, getting everyone this Machi Basahd, Machi Basahd. It keeps pushing. Like he's not stopping. At this point, there's a lot happening in this chorus, and it's really pushing through, and it's very, very effective. I think this is it's again energizing. Is really, really a core word of this song. Wonderful stuff. I also love how pacey all the camera work is. Like here, it's not like there's no sort of shaky cam here per se, but the pace it's following him going down the street. Oh, hello. We have my own personal little riot. You gonna say hi? Oh, you are. Hello. He says I'm rioting about the lack of food. I'm going to forget that you fed me 3 times today already. Yes, you are. But like, there's this pacey camera following him walking down the street. Here it's a little gentler, it's moving, but because he's got a lot of motion to him, the shot still feels like there's a lot going on. But I love that we've got this, it's panning across, and we're doing it from a level where the grass is actually passing in front of the camera, so it gives a sense of more motion than there really is in this shot, which is actually really clever. And then these shots where we see the band, the camera's passing quite quickly around them. So we're getting these, people are able to move in and out of shot. It's got a lot of motion in the camera itself as it's going around. It keeps the pace up visually as well. And then again here, it's panning relatively slowly, but because the dancers are moving around each other, and so you have motion crossing the camera, again, it feels like there's more pace to it than there actually is to the camera movement, but it's the way that they're changing the frame on it is also pacing up what we're seeing. It's really smart. And notice a lot of the time, the camera is at head level or lower, so they're able to sing down into the camera, which gives a sense of power to them as performers, which for a revolutionary song, a call to action, something where you're trying to get people engaged, is fantastic, because you get the sense that these people are worth listening to. It's a lot of smart decisions going on here. And now we've got much more of a shaky cam thing where it feels like as the arms are moving, forgive me, I'm not sure what the actions are, but as the arms are moving, it's almost like the camera is going the opposite way. So the arms go this way, the camera goes this way. So it's kind of got, it's sort of bumping along with the music, and it's just, it feels rhythmic. And even though it's quite hectic, it works because it feels rhythmic. I love that we get that line with these two on screen, and I love the mirror image. This is great. The mirror image of the two of them there just doing the same wave but with opposite hands. And I like that we get him being still. So this is Raul. I love that we get Raul being still for just a second before he jumps off the back of the vehicle and immediately is back into it again. That's really, really cool.
Hi, I'm ready to die. The red kind of guy who's willing to try to take a...
Also, the squeaky toy sound in the background. Fantastic. Love it. Why not?
Hey there, hi, I'm ready to die. The red kind of guy who's willing to try to take the big shots at the big...
And here we're getting this really kind of, we're getting these Dutch angles kind of coming in. It's fitting with him, but we see the background shifting so much. Really interesting shot.
Hi, I'm ready to die. The red kind of guy who's willing to try to take the big shots at the big boys. Boom, boom, bang, make a big noise, shake it up. I got the big toys. Rhyming thoughts with the best of the rest. Grab them all.
I love how much he's also got a tiny bit of tone with the toys. It almost feels like he sang the word toys there.
Big noise, shake it up. I got the big toys.
I got the big toys. He falls out of tone and back into tone as he's singing. Really, really effective.
Rhyming thoughts with the best of the rest. Grab them all by the neck and put it to the chest. No flag on my bulletproof vest. Talk to my heart so I never got a yes. Hear those who came before. Feel what is yet to come. Know what you're fighting for.
I love also.
My heart so I never got a yes. Hear those who
We're starting to get shots like this, where you see the band members, but they're only taking up half the screen. We're gradually including the people more and more. The video here is fantastic. This is also a great line. Hear those who came before. Like echoes of, you know, those who have fought for this struggle, or, you know, they are still, the people aren't gone just because they came before. They're still here as part of the action today.
feel what is yet to come. Know what you're fighting for. It's why we go to war.
Again, small things I love. I'm commenting a lot on the video in this, but the video production for this is so good. I love what's going on throughout all of this, but this moment as we're going into the chorus, where you go into the slow motion of him raising his foot to bring it down on the beat. And it's interesting because you've had this quite fast drum fill going on there, and then just for a second everything slows down while you go into the slow motion, and then bang, as we come back into the chorus, immediately everything's back up to speed again. Really, really smart. Also, great choice here, framing this expect a riot, you know, the beginning of this chorus against the background of a cannon. Great choice. Really effective. And this is great. Now we have all the kids joining in with the dancing. It's like it's beginning to bring people in. And I love that what we see, there's nothing, this is what I think is so great about this too. It's a call to action thing, but it's not like it's a call to action, even though we have this very, very heavy music, it's not a violent call to action. It's people coming together and dancing and engaging with the band, and that is so good. And I love that we now have all these people engaged in with these dancers, where previously they were paired up and looking, you know, this kind of neat group. Now they have people engaged with them, trying to, you know, replicate what they're doing. And I just love the fact that they're there just grinning, trying to get people in. This is such a smart video. amazing scream at that point. The tone on that was fantastic. And I love that it goes from an and it closes off at the end. It's really, really nice. And then we start to see, now we're getting the people much more engaged with what's going on here. This is so good. And I love that as we have... Sorry, something stuck in my eye. As we have the instrumental break here, we've got this Indian rhythm coming back in the drumming, but we have this boom, 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 you know, these crashing chords coming from the guitars and the bass, and yet at the same time you've got back to that going on, so you have that rhythm in the drums that is not what you would expect if I said to you, here's a metal band. This is not what you would expect in the background, and I love, again, they've blended the two styles so beautifully. Great effective break. I really, really like that. I also love the image of the bum, bum, bum as Raoul pounds his chest in time to the music. Small things, but it's things like that that, again, get people going. It's a lovely, great thing to have in a call to action video. Oh, it's both of them, actually. There's that and the Gentleman in Blue as well. And then this is so unexpected, going into this much more kind of toned back feel. I'm not sure what the instruments are that are playing at this point in time. Got an almost sort of dulcimer type quality to it. But I love that we're getting that. And as we're seeing that, we're seeing people engaging, dancing. It's all peaceful. You've got the drummer here in the background who's just chill, still playing away. You've got the guys engaging with the band. They're just chilling with the people. But they've got the people are on their side now. They're not just watching, they're engaging. Lovely stuff. Oh. And now we're seeing so much more. We're seeing a wider variety. We're not just seeing shots that have people in them. Now we're seeing animals, we're seeing scenery. We've kind of expanded beyond the scope of what we had at the beginning of the video. We're seeing a wider array and the kind of, you know, the area around the city and all that sort of thing. It's great. Notice how much more peaceful the camera is at this point as well. Really interesting choice here. Even though we've gone back into this bridge at this point in time, it's still, you know, we've got the screaming, you've got the aggressive vocals, you've got the heavy drums, but the camera motion is much slower now. What's going on screen? You just had a guy just standing there, just blinking and not doing much. You have this slow motion of the dancing here. Everything is toned back a little bit.
It's a fight that goes beyond bad and good. It's a fight that goes beyond bad and good.
I love that too. Again, that build. We've got a different build this time coming into the chorus. You have the da 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 3 times over. You got that. You have the real Indian tone coming through there. Then all of a sudden, bang! You cut to silence for a bar, and then the chorus comes in. Oh, that's beautiful. Not for a bar. Sorry, for 2 beats. Yeah. Same difference. And even in these shots now, people are a little bit more... There's more people, they're more engaged. We come back to the dancers. We're still cutting away to this. Now they're back by themselves again, performing. It's just... This is so dynamic. Dude also has incredible vocals. Switching between this very melodic chorus that you've got, even while it's being screamed a little bit, and then switching to this full-on metal growl. Oh, so good.
Thanks so much for watching.
Marvelous stuff. Wonderful. And I have to say, massive kudos goes out to the timing at the end here as well. Where is it?
We're coming.
Oh yeah, that one.
Market dates and more it's going to be announced soon. Europe. We're coming.
For a call to action song, we're coming. Bam! Such a great ending. I know that's their talking bit at the end, but the little details of timing that so well, it's smart. It's really good decision making. That's wonderful. I really, really enjoyed that. Ubisoft, if you are actually going to finish Beyond Good and Evil 2, for heaven's sake, get this song in it. It's so good. These guys are fantastic. I'm really glad I checked this out. Okay, maybe I'm slightly off piece calling it a piece of video game music when it was written for a game. It counts. I'm making that decision at this point. I was thinking it was something that was actually going to be in the game if it came to being, but knowing they've turned it down obviously changes that a little bit. I don't care. But yeah, that is phenomenal. I feel so... I feel like I want to get up and do something. Like, it's really, really kind of... I keep saying energized, and I can't stop using that word because it is exactly right. I feel energized right now. That's really kind of galvanized me to do something, which probably just means going upstairs and making lunch. But you know what I mean. Wonderful piece of music. Really, really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. I hope I brought something to you, whether it's a subtle thing in the video you hadn't seen before, or whether it's Bloodywood, the entire song. Whatever it happens to be, I will be happy if I've brought you something new. Thank you very much, especially if you are still here with me at the end, for spending your time with me. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please like the video, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and if you would care to donate to support the channel, remember that you can do so with a super thanks here on YouTube or at buymeacoffee.com or patreon.com, and in both cases that is /David K Reacts. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you folks for supporting me and for watching as we carry on through Video Game Month. Hopefully you're finding these videos fun. There will be something else. Again, I can't remember whether it's going to be later this week or early next week, but there will be more video game content coming. I really appreciate all of the support you've been giving the channel, and here's to lots more. Look after yourselves. Have an absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime, whatever time you happen to be watching this. I don't know, midday. Maybe someone's finishing this right at midday. I don't know. Look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.